Some people say that that's because of the nature of the federation which we currently operate. They call it feeding bottle federalism, where states at the end of the month come to Abuja and they are able to get an allocation. That's the reason why a lot of states are not concerned with dams that have been built in their state. You don't agree?
You know what brought about this? It's the weakness of the state. Why are the states weak? Because there are so many. 36 instead of 3 or 4. And each one is consuming 70% of its revenue on bureaucracy. How can you make development? How can you develop? All countries in the world are not spending 70% of their revenue on bureaucracy.
So if you agree that the states are weak, then don't you think that we need to restructure to make them stronger?
What we need to do is to develop development plan. In those days, we had 5, 20, 10 years development plan. Network authority in those days, we had the local government, will make their input. Province will make their input. Region will make their input. Then the center will produce national plan. Then every year they will be monitoring the plan. Where have they succeeded? Where have they failed? And where they have failed, why? Then they will adjust to make sure that next time they don't fail. It's not happening. Do we have any national plan now? You can't live. Look, 5 things make for a good and effective leadership. At least, there are so many, but 5 are most important, most critical. 1, capacity. You must have the capacity. 2, competence. You must be competent. 3, you must have vision. 4, you must plan. 5, you must have integrity. If you say you are going to do something, you wait and make sure you do it. And you have the integrity that if you are not able to do something, you look for somebody who will do it for you. But we don't, I'm sorry to say, we're lacking in that area in our leadership, right from the incursion of the military, because they come not because they know how to rule, but because they hold a gun.
If that is the case, I mean, because people also say that we have not recovered from that era. The military created a number of states. I mean, it was during their period that we had so many states created.
But the states were created on demand by the people. The military
right?
Didn't wake up and say, stay here and there. I was part of the whole exercise. The first time states were created was in 1967. When minorities from the East approached the federal government. Now look, Ojukwu is about to declare secession. If we go, we'll be second-class citizens for the rest of our life. Help us create our state. We have been agitating for it. Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Calabar, Cross River, Calabar, Ogoja, River State. We have been asking for it. So give us the state. The federal government considered their views, and they decided to create a state. Then, ultimately, they wanted to create one state for them, Calabar, Ogoja River. The rivers people say no, they don't want to go along with Calabar and Ogoja. So they were excised, rivers and southeast at that time, headed by Jacob Esweni. Now, east was carved as East Central State. With that, you have 3 states in the east. Then you have to balance it up. Already Midwest was created, and people are agitating for Lagos State. Lagos Yorubas who speak the same Yoruba as a man from Ibadan, but they have been longing for their own state. So they were given their own state. So the West was divided into 3. 3 from the West, 3 from the East, make up 6. So the North felt that they too must be split. Not because every Northerner wanted it, but they have to in order to create balance. I was a member of 13-member committee that recommended 12 or 14 states in 1967. And President General Gowon picked 12 states. He created 12 states, and therefore we ended up with 12-state structure. But later on, people started to agitate. Can you tell me why there should be Ogun State today? Can you tell me why there should be Jigawa State today? Can you tell me why there should be Zamfara or Kebbi State and Sokoto? They are the same people, the same culture, the same religion, because the origin of agitation for state was that minorities were complaining that majority were dominating them.
Okay, let's even take that, take creation of states, for instance, where you talk about balance. Do you think that as the current day stands, the federation is balanced?
Yes.
You think so?
It is, yes.
Because, I mean, if we look at it in terms of regions, let's even talk about the geographical locations of each state. When we talk about geographical regions,
yes.
The Southwest has 6 states,
yes.
South has 6 states.
Yes.
Southeast has 5 states.
Yes.
Northwest
yes.
has 7 states.
Yes.
The Northeast
yes.
has 6.
Yes.
And the North Central has 6 as well.
Yes.
Is that balanced?
Check the population of each state.
How are we to know the population? When last did we conduct a census? And every time we do one, it's always marred with rancor and disbelief.
Nigeria didn't start population census. To the British. They started in 1911, even before amalgamation. Then 1921. Then 1931. But 1941, there was war. They couldn't do it. They came back 1952. They did it. All along, if you go through, is consistent with the result of population census conducted by Nigeria from independence to date.
It's not taking into cognizance migration.
Migration to where? Look, this is, we are talking of old situation.
Situation, because we recall that the last census that was conducted in Lagos, where the National Population Commission said that Lagos had about 6 million people, 6 million inhabitants. Those figures were hotly contested because according to the Lagos state government, they closely monitored, and as from their own counts, they had about 18 million people.
You cannot stop them from blowing their own trumpet.
Blowing? Are they not showing it already
the
amount of resources that they have been able to make?
Population census conducted in Nigeria is not done by Nigerian officials. It is monitored by United Nations nominated official, expert on demography and census.
Why do you think that they're as hotly contested as they are?
Because is it a new thing? It's not a new thing. But let me tell you, we are talking of migration. What did take people to Lagos? Job. 70%, according to late General Adenka Adebayo, 70% of the industries in Lagos are owned by Igbos. A majority of migration to Lagos is by Igbos and Hausas. Hausas cut nails, but the Igbos were certain industries. So they go there to look for job or to invest their money. So this is the reason why. But in any case, do you have a case of migration anywhere in Nigeria apart from Lagos?